Share Beirut presents Jill Roberts, Kubatana.
Hello, Beirut. Can you hear me? Yep. Louder. My name is Jill Roberts. I was born and raised in Zimbabwe. I've come to Beirut for a number of reasons. First, can anything get funkier than sharing our collective knowledge and experience? Thank you, and thanks to all those that share. Second, I have learned so much from many of you here. Thank you, and there's so much more to come. Third, I have a challenge for all the participants here. It's a challenge that isn't anything incredibly new, but it still remains incredibly important. Here's the thing. There is so much access to information through formal and informal networks, be they social media or your wise old aunt who's been around the block a few times. But how do we increase people's action about this information? Let's think about this during this talk and during the rest of this weekend's vibrant exchange. I describe myself as a teacher. Predominant areas are massage therapy and youth programs in film and creative formats. I am passionate about helping people become more self-aware and to strengthen our living conditions. I've worked with Kubatana for a number of years. The word Kubatana means working together or unite. Kubatana is a community of people who send us their materials, receive information from us, and then share this information with others. At the heart of Kubatana's work is inspiring people to question authority, question their own behavior, and to make positive changes in their lives and communities. Let me swing a few numbers by you. Kubatana was established in 2001. We network over 300 NGOs and pressure groups. Our virtual library hosts over 20,000 civic and human rights materials. Our weekly email magazine goes out to over 19,000 Zimbabweans. And our cell phone subscriber list tops 33,000 individuals. This is more than any other distributor of information in Zimbabwe, including the national newspaper. Kubatana and I primarily intersect in the area of film. More so, we engage because I am one of Kubatana's many freedom fighters. We're working together for the right of people to freely express themselves and to stand up for what they believe in, especially if it challenges the status quo. I am an activist in the sense that I highlight issues that I feel are important to me as a person living in community. I use film as a way of creating awareness around social concerns. I like to find ways to express social issues through humorous and light-hearted ways to encourage the subject matter to be embraced. I've started a video-style talk show called The Gavin Show. This uses well-known Zimbabwean personalities to help chat about social, civic, and political issues. I hope that we can, through just casual conversation, explore solutions and to problems we share. In a sense, it's a subversive way of getting people actively involved in communities they live in. And it's a particularly important tactic in Zimbabwe where fear runs high. I got into film to be creative and to express myself visually. As most of us know, film is an incredibly powerful medium. My focus in film advocacy in the last few years have been around two key issues that resonate with me personally. They are on the environment and HIV/AIDS. One of my most recent projects illustrates the work and impact of an anti-poaching community on the shores of Lake Kariba, one of Africa's largest man-made lakes. At the center of my film are a small group of rural folk who have made it their personal responsibility to try and stop poaching both animal and fish. Each night, 4 brave men paddle out on the crocodile-infested lake to track poachers who use illegal nets to haul out huge quantities of fish. These villagers are working to stop poaching, have also joined forces with local tourism and with the Rural Council Police, and they are making inroads to protecting Zimbabwe's environment. I have also been involved in creating 2 documentaries relating to HIV/AIDS. The most recent addresses the lack of information of HIV with people of disabilities, especially the visually impaired. The second, the little map. The second is about the work of an organization called Kubatana HIV and AIDS Support Organization, BASO, who educate rural residents in Mjvingo, a small little town in Zimbabwe, about HIV and AIDS. BASO provide home-based care to those who are too sick to move. Rural residents, before BASO arrived in the area, had to walk 60 kilometers to the nearest clinic to get their medication. Now they can receive care at home. Most of the carers are people who have HIV and AIDS. They were helped, and now they are helping others. My next film project will be about one of my dearest friends who has just been diagnosed with HIV. At the recent AIDS conference held in Washington, D.C., they said the end of AIDS is in sight. But reality hits you smack in the face when someone close to you gets sick and you're left wondering if conference statements like that are an impossible dream. My friend is a young gay man, a theater director, brave enough to direct plays such as Rent in Zimbabwe, a country full of homophobic stigma. He is the kind of guy who's watched shows like Angels in America 6 times. He is an advocate for the cause of HIV and AIDS. He is a courageous man, and he is a proud man. But he has been walking steady in his own denial, which has nearly and may still kill him. First, I noticed a subtle personality change. We started having arguments we'd never had in the 12 years we'd known each other. Next came forgetfulness, depression, lethargy, and then a sense that he just could not care, first about his job and then himself. When all of this started, I thought maybe it was alcohol related, but Zane became thinner and more tired until he could barely walk. By then, HIV was in the top of my thoughts. Sorry. A doctor cannot force someone to take an HIV test, and for months during his decline, Zane did not ask for one. Finally, Zain was too tired and too frail to resist mine and my close friends' concerns. He got tested for HIV. We received the results we were all waiting for, HIV positive and in fact full-blown AIDS. Now the result is out and he has acknowledged his condition. We are able to move forward, hopefully towards recovery. I have watched this very independent, capable, brilliant man become totally dependent. I have been changing his adult diapers. I have been cleaning his naked, frail body and loving it all the while. One thing I found most challenging is the vast level of denial this man had, despite the enormous amount of information and awareness he had about HIV and AIDS. Despite one test after the other, Zain still refused to accept reality. He did not ask for a test until it was nearly too late. Which brings me back to the beginning and how I started this talk. How do we get better at transforming information into action? My profoundly life-altering experience with Zain has caused me to reflect on the relationship between access to information and taking action on it. Kubatana and many of us here are challenged to transform the information we share into action for change and ultimately for the improvement of livelihood, equality, and justice. Information is crucial, but acceptance is critical. Nor can we be in this world as individuals. We are connected. What affects me affects you. Our friends join us, and our enemies force us to unite, to become better people, to discover our strengths and weaknesses, to help us learn who we are as people, and more so as a whole. In my friend's case, it took a team to get a test, a team to receive the results, and more so, a wide team of medical support, family and friends to help him on his road to recovery. Alice Walker, reflecting on her work for peace, said, "During my years of being close to people engaged in changing the world, I have seen fear turn into courage, sorrow into joy, funerals into celebrations. Because whatever the consequences, people standing side by side express the love of the world and of themselves. This is the foundation of activism." Thank you, Beirut.